Hi guys, welcome back to another Matchbox Garage video. I'm Rob and today I shall be attempting to take this RX7 from shabby to shiny. This one from our friend Tony Bellini, come in an unboxing recently, and I actually put up a bit of a poll and kind of selected 3 cars. There was actually one that Tony kind of, I guess, would have liked to see, which was a Candy AMX, and that will certainly be done probably next or in the near future. But I kind of put up the poll. I thought I'd make it interactive, see what you guys want to see, and 50% of the votes were for this custom Mazda RX7, and hey, it's kind of almost halfway there with these great big wheel arches, but it certainly needs a little bit of help, and hopefully we can do that today. But we'll start by drilling down the centre of the post, and there is just one on this car. Removing the flange and tapping that hole. Please do remember to lubricate the end of your piece. You do not want to snap it. These parts plus many more down in the Amazon affiliate links are below. I'm trying out some different camera angles. Let me know down in the comments what you think. But yeah, this is the car in question. Simply reading Matchbox Mazda RX7 from 1987, so I would have been 4 years old, probably in my Matchbox or die-cast playing prime. And this one's been over-painted in blue again with a little white stripe. As you can see, I perhaps could have taken a smaller amount of the flange off, but she does pop off eventually. What it does mean is that simply it's a nice tight fit for the reassemble. The original wheels there, I'll gently place those to one side. I must admit they're certainly a little bit too small for this casting, and I think the mono block replacements are so much better. Got the interior here, nice bit of detail, but the one thing I do notice is the gap between the seats there. And then it's a yellow stained window section on this one, so this isn't just like an age stain, it is a yellow plastic used. A little bit of overpaint, but we can get that off shortly. You can see some of the original blue underneath. Some of the detail there is kind of gone from the overpaint, and it's actually only at this stage that I realise that we do have a bit of damage. So we can start to have a look at fixing that, and this sand-filled jeweller's bag will certainly be helping. Trying to reach for my hammer, but it appears one of my children has borrowed it and not returned, so we'll find something else to start bending this back into position. I simply use the butt end here of the screwdriver just to kind of push it out. I also used a bit of heat as well. And whilst trying to manoeuvre it around, I did manage to snap the A pillar, but of course that'll be re-glued later on. Excuse me. test fitting the window section there just to see how straight it now is, and I think we're coming along quite closely. So we're ready for the mini footlong. I think I'm going to revert back to the original footlong. I'm not convinced this angle or smaller glass really does the job. I was kind of hoping that, still using the tablespoon of caustic soda within the boiling water, it would kind of give an extra concentrate. Less water, same amount of caustic soda, double or hopefully an increase on the paint removal, but I don't know, I don't think it does. So I'll probably revert back to the original one for the next video. But moving the camera around here to try and grab a bit of a close-up of the action. As you can see, a little bit of a fizzing away there. And it certainly is doing its job. Some clean warm water, and we'll clean up the interior and the window section. The interior there nice and clean, ready for a repaint, and the window section here not in terrible condition, but always benefits from a little 1200 grit rub down before plastic polish. The 1200 grit also makes relative easy work on that little bit of overpaint that I have. And yeah, once everything's down to kind of like a uniform 1200 grit kind of rub down there, it's using the plastic polish makes relative easy work getting it all shiny again. I'll end up going over this 2 or 3 times at different angles just to make sure I've hit it all up. And there we are, nice and smooth, nice and shiny, ready to go back into the casting. Now what I don't show is that this is the kind of second attempt. On the first attempt it was probably barely 50% removal. Of course it did have that overpaint, so I think it was fighting that first before it was fighting the original paint underneath. But yeah, with a light kind of brush off with a toothbrush, and then a second round, as you can see here, it's well into the 95 to 96% paint removal range. And using the Dremel we can buff up and remove the remaining paint and bring it up to that 100% we so desire. And then on to the Pound Shop Grey Primer. I can't believe it has taken me this long. The amount of money that I've probably spent on expensive primers. I would say I've spent over £200 or over $300 in specialist hobby primer, only to really find the stuff from the pound shop is as good. It might not be for everybody, but I think it's for me going forward. But yeah, laying down well there. And then for the base, we shall use the, again from the pound shop, or should I say the interior first and then the base. But we'll cover this in the matte black here, which mimics the black leather interior. I bet you if I put this up against my car, it would be exactly the same colour. There we go, looking smooth, looking nice. The base there, I was contemplating leaving it in the polished state there, but I'm glad I did paint it as well. After it dries, I go back with a chrome pen to highlight the exhaust. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Tony, I'm sure you will probably know, hopefully you're watching this video of course, this pearl red from Createx was sent in by yourself in, I believe, your very first kind of mail order that you sent to me. I would say coming up to 18 months ago perhaps. And I've used it so many times now, and it's a beautiful paint. It's kind of like a, I guess you could say it's red, but with like a pink candy on top. It's a very interesting colour, and it's the only Createx paint that I have. But yeah, quite a few cars have gone into this colour now, and it's a great colour. But this is the first very light layer, and then like I say, this is a couple of days later. I've got some of this carbon, and I actually used this before on an RX7 that I'd done probably about a year ago, and I put a carbon bonnet on there, which was more difficult and tricky than you would believe, but yeah, I think it looks pretty cool. Certainly needs some further details, you know, maybe a bit of a black strip on the side and on the front, and you know, painting in the rear. But otherwise, coming along quite nicely. So here are all the final details. Like I say, that black, mimicking the black interior, little chrome gear knob there. Painting in those rear lights, I tell you what, that took a steady hand. Picking up that base there, I was quite surprised how heavy it is compared to what it looks. But yeah, highlighting the exhaust there. Putting in a couple of details in the main casting here. Just showing off that clean, smooth, shiny windscreen there. And the monoblock wheels. I could have gone with gold wheels, but I don't know, I just felt that the silver for this one. But anyway, a little reminder of what you look like. This is the result. So the first thing that really pops out to me are those monoblock wheels there. I think really suit this style of car. Not a bad ride height. This was kind of actually a standard ride height. I haven't needed to lower it anything, and it rolls really well. And I thought I could lower it a little bit more, but perhaps it wouldn't roll so well. As you can see around the rear there, that exhaust coming through, just a little bit of chrome in that Mazda badge. Now I mentioned a steady hand earlier on. That one, very steady. But yeah, trying to put a little bit of black in those side stripes just to kind of break up the colour of the door. Otherwise a lot of kind of red, you know, going through that side. Around the front, painting in the front bumper, and also in the grills there. And again on the chrome on the Mazda badge on the front. But I really did like this one. Big thanks to my amazing patrons. Another big thanks to Tony again. We're going to get on with this Candy AMX soon, so stick around for that one. But anyway, cheers guys, I'll see you soon.